Well, hello everyone. Nice to have you again with me today. Today we have something bit extraordinary. It's not going to be... Yeah, I was just checking the audio, sorry. It's not going to be a normal live stream. It's probably going to be similar to the last one, which I think the last one was amazing. I think the people got very interesting, the topic we discussed, and I love these things. I think more people like us, creators, and people who are directly affected by these things should talk more about these things, and then bring them up, discuss them. Because there's people in power, and in other places don't really care. They're not looking this way, right? Unless we're making them money or giving them something, they don't really look this way at all. So it's important to just be aware of these things. We have an interesting one today. So I'm going to ask you to please leave a like, subscribe, all that. You know what to do. All the interesting things that help us, get up there and fight the fight to get enough subscribers and get enough people on the channel. So thank you very much for being there. And so we're going to begin. We're going to begin with a brief summary of what we did last time. Last time we talked about the, people start joining in, right? And please feel free to go into the comments and go there and say hello in the chat. Tell us where you're watching from. Last live stream, we talked about AI. We talked about the efficient ways to use it and where we could actually use it to make games, and where it was not a good idea to use it, or how to use it efficiently, right? And what's the problem? What are the disadvantages? What are the unfortunate things going on around AI? And as always, it's usually not the technology itself, but it's usually the discourse around these technologies. And we talked about all these things, and I think it was a very interesting discussion. Many people interacted and talked about this. We had some nice comments and people saying what they thought about it, and I think that's fantastic. Now we've had two things happening. Well, we talked about the licenses as well, which is I'm going to mention that at the end. By the end, I'm going to also talk about the licenses again, because there was many people who weren't there at the end. So I would like to talk about that again at some point, and talk about what the future is for Rogue Engine and the license system, and what to expect about Rogue Engine monetization for 1.0. I'm thinking about 1.0 as a sort of, let's redo monetization. Let's think about, what's important here. Not redo, but just rethink it. And we had two things happen, I think, this week. Last week, I don't know. I don't even remember which day it was right now. I've been drowned in work. I've been doing lots of, Rogue Engine stuff. I want to show you very quick, some of the UX I redid, reorganized, because I had to refactor everything I did with the UX. I'm going to show you very quick how it's looking right now, because I brought all the stuff I had from the internally in the engine. I brought it out like a separate thing to make sure that my web components were, properly working anywhere. And I think it's fantastic. It's working great. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a quick sneak peek while people start showing up. If enough people show up, hopefully enough people show up to talk about itch. We're going to talk about itch.io. We're going to talk about what happened here in the UK with the NSFW, with the not safe for work content and all that stuff. We're going to talk about loneliness. Yeah. We're going to talk about these things because it's important to talk about them. And parenting probably as well. So yeah, let's come here and do share the screen, eh? Let's share the screen and show you here. Hey, oh, what's up here? Well, this is the game logic component looking here. As you can see, this is the hack I talked to you about. That you can basically select a now it shows you like all the different components in the scene here, right? So you can select one. And here you see the different methods within that component that you can call, different fields you can use. This is called a method. So, and you can actually program this yourself. You can actually create these sort of actions yourself. So that's really cool, right? And and we have, now I separated because the last time I showed you, I hadn't yet separated the events from the blocks. The events and blocks were basically the same thing. So now we have like the conditional events, like conditions. They are a specific thing now. We have the if something else, then, and then you have the get down, which also can have an else. So you can have your own sort of custom conditions that you can create and use them like this, right? And like in this case, get down bird flap, and you can have all the different inputs available in your project. Just selecting the flap like that. And and you can simply, go in here and say, add after and say, okay, I want an if true, and I want, I don't know, game started, and then start, adding stuff here, repeat. And you say what you want to repeat. Well, I want to repeat this many times, so you can repeat something as many times as you want, or, you can, we'll just remove that. Or maybe you want to have the UX is still a bit, I'm haven't yet built everything into the UX, but it's coming along pretty well, because I've managed to sort of put all the systems together, make everything sort of in an organized way so that it's easy to use, and that my key goal here is that you can use it with a mouse, and that next step, like step 2, be able to use it only with the keyboard, like just go like tab, enter, and move with the with the arrows and enter, and that's it. Like select something. Like it's very intuitive, and you don't have to really move much. Just searching for something here, look for what you want, click enter, and that's it. And instead of moving around with a mouse like this, you just move around with tabs or control tab or things like that, tab out, tab down. So if you find it interesting, if you learn the different shortcuts, you'll be able to navigate this very easily, because it's not text, right? So it's much easier for someone to build an experience for this, sort of an UX for this. So yeah, I think this is interesting. It's easy to understand. This would be like exceptions. The call method ones are exceptions. Like component call method. This is an exception. Okay, you need to call something that you don't have an actual action for. So you use call method, or set field, component set field, which is, I think we have one here, or set enabled. There is a set field, but it's not being used here. But yeah, you have, you want to move an object, you use object 3D move to, or you can use the like in the bird one is using the rigid body methods. So you can use like different physics methods. You have, the Rapier package will have it will have its own actions that you can use. And each package that comes with Rogue Engine, like each different extension, will have a bunch of actions that will make it easy for you to do almost anything within this sort of component. And it's very easy. As you can see, just click what you want, set field, and you can say, okay, I want to set, I don't know, game over. I want to set it to true, so say, okay, if game started, game over, true. I don't know. You see, it's fairly simple, right? It's fairly simple. I think it's intuitive, easy to use. You don't have to think much, really. You just add your fields, you do these things, and then you have your component here, you know, to sort of to use, right? This is your component here. This is the actual component being used. So yeah, it's interesting, and it's reusing the same things we have within Rogue Engine. We're not really we're not you know, rebuilding the wheel, you know, reinventing the wheel. Reinventing the wheel. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, I think that's interesting. I think you'll find that useful, really nice, and I hope, yeah, it's going to be something that you'll want to use in the future. But yeah, again, leave a like, say hello in the chat, please. Tell us where you're watching from. Let's start with the first mate of the night. The afternoon, actually, you know, it's still 7:30 here, so yeah, I don't know. Before we start with the actual conversation that we're gonna have, we're gonna talk. Some of you will, I think, will understand and will feel like, oh yeah, I understand what you're going, you know, what you're saying. Some of you may think, I don't know. But I think it's important to talk about this. To just set things straight, mostly about HIO, and then just my thoughts on what is happening around censorship of certain contents. I know it's not censorship by itself. It's not set up as censorship. I think it's more. Censorship is not the problem. The problem is privacy, I think. We're going to talk about that. And yeah, we're going to talk about privacy, and we're going to talk about parenting, right? I don't have children. I'm not going to lie to you, but I was a child. I was someone's child. I actually had parents, both of them, and they were very overprotective. Yeah, mostly my dad, and yeah, and very religious family, and so it was, you know, that kind of content was not allowed in my house. We didn't even have a computer, honestly. Like, I had my first computer. Well, I had my first computer when I was an adolescent, so it was like 13, I think, when I had my first computer. 2004, that was 2004, I think. So I was nearly 13, and we didn't have internet, so I wouldn't have access to these things. Would I? Well, yes, I did have access to those things, because I mean, I had access before I had a computer. Hey, what? Now the internet invented not safe for work content. Did the internet invented? Was invented by the internet, or it's just more accessible, or what? Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. I see people come and go. I don't know how many people there are. I would love for people to be more present in the chat so that I would know who's there, who's in. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm just going to talk. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to start because people are not coming in right now. So I'm just going to start. I'm just going to start talking. And yeah, I'm just going to begin. And we'll see. Whoever shows up will have to rewind and look to the beginning. Okay, so itch.io itch.io was harassed by payment processors to not allow not safe for work content. So we have two schools here, two schools of thought here, right? We have two schools of thought. The first school of thought is that itch.io was harassed by these payment processes, and these powerful people are making it really hard for a small company like itch.io to offer the services that they used to offer to the folk that they used to serve. So itch.io in this school of thought is a victim. It's a victim of circumstances. The other school of thought is itch.io should take a stand and should say no and fire the payment processes, and should say, okay, we will survive with crumbs and not pay our employees and do whatever we can. I don't know. We're just gonna open a donate button or something. With, I don't know with which processor, because payment processors don't want to do anything with you. So who are you going to even get? I don't know, Western Union. I don't know what you're going to use. Honestly, like, it's really hard. They're in a terrible situation. So I'm not with that school of thought of itch.io being, you know, they need to be the possible. They need to take a stand. I think people going in that school of thought, they're just hitting the lower hanging fruit. It's just going at the lower hanging fruit, which is itch.io. Yeah, itch.io is just that guy, right? You can just go and punch. Is there punchback? Is the easy punchback, right? Just go at itch.io. Yeah, right. The small company, right? Don't go at MasterCard. No, MasterCard. I mean, I use MasterCard every day, right? Fuck itch.io. Go MasterCard, right? No, sir. That's not how it works. You don't punch down. You don't get to punch down. No. That's not how it works. So I'm not going to go and punch itch.io, because itch.io offers a lot of things for free. And there's many things wrong with itch.io. There's problems. I've seen problems with people being like having problems taking out their money and things like that, right? Them like having to talk to support to get their money out. And that's a problem. That's a problem they need to solve. They're a small company. They're not Google. They're not these massive companies engaging in terrible practices. No. They offer a lot of shit for free. They are a bastion still standing of support for indie developers everywhere around the world. So should we go and hit itch.io? I don't think so. I don't know Leaf. I don't know the creators. I don't know anyone working at itch.io. I exchanged maybe 3 words with Leaf on a Twitter message once for an article that I wrote. I quoted him, and I think the answer was like 4, probably 4 words, something very short, like just that. And that wasn't my quote. Basically, that was what I wrote, because that's what I got from him. So I have no relation to him. Yeah, we don't know each other. So I have no relation with them in that sense. And I think that they're doing some things very well and they're doing some things very wrong. Because paying the people in your platform, that's pretty important. But hey, I don't pay people in my platform. So what do I know? You know, I think it's a responsibility and you have to be, you know, very clear with that. So, yeah, that's a shame. But it's more of a shame that creators out there benefiting from itch.io all over the years, the only platform supporting them now, they're just punching at them because they are being harassed and people's livelihoods are at stake here, right? They have to protect their company, they have to protect what they have. So going out there and punching them and saying, outrageous itch.io, what have you done? itch.io is not even an option right now. No. What's the option then? Tell me where you're going to go. Where are you going to go? Because the payment processors, they are harassing people to do this. I can't publish not safe for work content on my own website because I'm using Stripe and I can't allow it. And I already know that. And that's on the TOS. Am I evil for that? No. I'm not evil for that. Sadly, those are the rules of the game. I also have to I would have to have like some sort of filter, and I will have to have some age recognition thing. And now it's getting more complicated here in the UK with the new rules. Because previously we had, little button that said, yeah, I'm older than 18. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, but like ID check when you're going to get alcohol, put yourself a beard on, and then now you get the oldest looking one of your friends to go buy you booze. Yeah. That's how it works. So now we don't only have creators being punished indirectly by the payment processors. Again, this is not itch.io punishing you. This is not itch.io punishing the creators. This is the payment processors punishing itch.io and telling them you need to remove this or else. And itch.io has no chance. They are coerced. They're being coerced and they are victims here, right? And what we should be doing is offering our support and not being arseholes, because that's just being an arsehole. That's just going and hitting, punching at the low-hanging fruit. And you don't get to punch down. You don't get to punch down. No. Go punch up. What, are you scared? Are you scared to punch up to the bigger guys? Yeah, of course you are. We all are. It's bad. Yeah. But hey, I'm just going to punch down because it's easier. And that's the thing, right? Let's just punch the guy who's been offering shit for free for you, for every one of us, for a while. Yeah, let's just do that, right? Because that's what we do. Because MasterCard is free, right? Fuck MasterCard. Fuck MasterCard, man. Fuck all those payment processes. Fuck all that. Yeah. It's shit, man. So, I'm not going to go at itch.io. I'm gonna send them my support. There's nothing I can do other than say, hey, please stop hitting them. Please stop punching them like a punching bag, because they are not your enemies. They are not the ones in charge here. Sadly, the people in charge are some greedy bastards on top. Those are the people in charge, not itch.io. Okay? And that takes us to the second topic, which is the people in charge. And the people in charge thinking, hey, let's just parent you now. Let's just tell you how to do parenting, because you know what? We should just allow, we just see, let's look at your face and see if you're old to give you porn. Or corn, should I say, because YouTube is gonna ban us. Not safe for work content on the web is under attack. Is it? No. That's not what's under attack. No. What's under attack is your privacy. What's under attack is your freedom. That's what's under attack. Some bastard thought that they could go and launch some kind of campaign to tell governments, well, you have to forbid this, you have to block this, unless you're, under the pretension that this is all to protect the children, right? Like, parents are not responsible for their children, right? This is all on government. Government has to go and actually block these sites and make sure that they go through ID checks for everyone in order to know if they can, wank. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I mean, now you're going to give your driver's license, your passport or anything to some random site, to these ID check things, right? Which are Do you believe them? Do you actually want that? Or will you just use a VPN? And this is coming to the US, by the way, right? This is not the UK. This is all over the world. This is going to just start blowing up all over the world because it's a great way to give governments access to your data, right? It's more personal. Like, well, you actually watch porn, right? Okay. I'm going to try to say that word. I'm sorry. YouTube. They don't like that word. Yeah, YouTube. Thank you. Sorry. It's crazy, right? That's another one of those things, right? We can't say certain words on YouTube because, YouTube gets mad, Like, it's ridiculous. And now we have this word that is not just a word right now. Now it's the action of doing it, of going out there and consuming that content that is under attack. Because it's the freedom of taking, doing, what you want to do. And in my case, I'm a married man. I don't have time for, going in. I don't have it doesn't affect me. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't affect me directly. I'm not being, I'm not being, and I can buy a VPN if I wanted to. I can get a VPN. I have no problem with that. But, this is like TV license sort of stuff, but under the rug kind of thing. It's that kind of thing. And before anyone says anything, okay, this is not against Labour. This is not against, I'm not a Tory, I'm not a Labour. I think it's clear that I'm not a Tory. But I'm also not in Labour. I'm not on any party. In fact, I'm going to be clear here. I am anti-partisan. I am anti-parties. So I'm not on the on one side. I'm not with I'm not with the Democrats or with Trump or with I'm not with any of them. I'm with none of them. None of them. I am a certitionist. I believe in direct democracy. I believe that I would rather have the average of the population governing, administering a republic than the bunch of scumbags that we have in parliament that get there through some very nasty marketing campaigns. And that's how they get there. Lobbying, scamming, and doing all the stuff they do to get to the places they get. So I am not partisan. I have no stake in the game. I'm not looking for power. I don't care about them. They are looking for power. Anyone looking for power, this is what the ancient Greeks used to say. Anyone actually looking for power, or the other way around, right? The best person to govern a population is actually someone that doesn't want to do it, right? That's the best people who are, best suited people. So you actually would want to have a bunch of people who don't really want to do it, but have a feeling of responsibility to do it. But the fact that you have a race for power makes it very interesting for some people to kind of, get there. So now you have a marketing campaign that praises personality and praises all these people. So I do not believe in any of them. I do not believe in not one of them. None of them deserve my respect or my vote or anything like that. I live in a democracy where people vote, and where I'm, I live in the UK where I can't vote. But if I lived in my country, in Uruguay, I would be required to vote. Uruguay has a mandatory vote, and I think that's important. I think it's important that you participate. Even if you just put in a blank envelope, just go there and put a blank envelope and show them that that's my thought about it. Or just vote for something, whatever it is. You don't need to go and say, yeah, I'm from this guys, because these guys are the best. No, yeah, that's just falling in for the marketing there, Nobody's going to save you that's actually trying to get to power. Those people trying to get to power, they're not trying to give you anything. They're just looking out for their own interests, and they just want power. That's all they want, right? Give someone who has money, more money. What will they do? They'll buy everything you have. They buy all the rich, they buy all the good stuff out there and leave you with nothing. That's what happens. So, what do we do? What do we do? Well, I can't convince people that sortition is the right way to go. And that's just me. That's just my my philosophy, my personal philosophy. Since I don't believe in going around and praising with marketing campaigns on people and being, the voice of anything, because I believe the praise of personalities what brings tyranny later on, right? But I do believe some really good things exist, and some really, really good things exist, and the flawed democratic system that we have, which is very young, right? I think that Italy had the current election system that they have, the current democratic system they have, is been there since 1949. I mean, it's very young. It's a very young system. Women were recognized as citizens in 1948 in Italy. 1948, post World War II. Think about that for a second. We had incredible dictatorships in some of the most democratic countries in this world. Tyranny is rampant. And it can happen anytime. 20 years apart, it's just, you get some tyranny here and there. Some tyrannies under the covers. I think these things just happen. So my question is simply, what will you do? Will you be a fanatic from one side or the other? Where will you stand? That's all I have to say about that. Because I think it's a personal thing. I don't think I'm going to come here and try and convince you to be anything or to do anything. And I don't want to start a movement of any kind. I don't want to be a cult leader of any kind. Okay? I just want people to know that democracy is formed by our intentions and by our wants. And the average of the population is far smarter than those arseholes in government. I'm going to give you that. Far more capable and understanding of their fellow citizens. So that's my few cents on that. That's my pennies. Yeah. And I'm gonna just finish this with a little quick story that is, I think you're gonna like very much, and I think it expresses what I think, where I come from. And Uruguay had a very good, really good president. One of those that happened rarely in the 1920s. I think it was 1919 when he was elected. And and he was weird. He was strange. His name was Baltasar Brum. It was a commemoration of his passing very short time ago. He was elected in 1919, was the youngest president in Uruguay, 35 years old he was. And he was known to being a strange kind of politician because it looked like he didn't want nothing with the powerful, with the people actually funding these things. No. And he was all for the people, and he won fair and square. And people loved him. He was very loved. And he was a great president. His presidency started what were the crazy years of Uruguay, right? This time of, incredible things. Think that Uruguay, even in football, we had the first 1924 World Cup. There was the. I know there's a controversy, the Olympic Games, right? Yes, it was in the context of the Olympics, but it was the FIFA World Tournament. Let's call it that, World Tournament. And Uruguay won the 24, then the 28. and 1930 after that, right? So it kind of just show you there was lots of good things happening in Uruguay, and there was patriotic in a good way, sort of thinking, okay, we are a people, we are a nation, and we need to kind of, it was the development of the nation, feeling of being a nation, and the individual freedoms that we had as people, sort of something like that, and the greatness that we could have. So this was a great man, and I think very unique in his own regards. He was not afraid to go out there and fight. We had a duel law. We still had duels back then. We had duels. Actually, there was a duel law until 1990 in Europe. 1992, I think, in Uruguay. So it was allowed to like duel yourself with someone, like first blood, things like that, with a knife, or with other weapons. I think only with a knife with a law. But you could also do it like with a before that, there was another law where you could actually do it with guns as well, like one shot, things like that. Yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, he was not afraid. He dueled many people that tried to challenge him, and he challenged many people. He was not afraid to die for his ideas. That's what I mean, right? So he was someone who was willing to put his, body and out there and say, you know what? I'm gonna die for this, and that's that shows character. That's just not just anyone, right? And I'm not saying the duels are good, by the way. Just let's let's just think about that for a second. I'm not saying let's go and duel for I'm just talking about what this stuff meant something to him. He was willing to die for these things. Okay, we have a bot here. Wait, let's remove this bot. Okay. So, yeah, we're streaming both on Twitch and on Twitch and on YouTube. So this great man was willing to duel himself. He was willing to go and die for his ideas. Was probably one of the best presidents Uruguay ever saw. And in 1933, there was a dictatorship that came along. Dictatorship, those Terras dictatorship, we call it, right? The man was called Terra, his last name. He was very sympathizer of Germany, of the Nazis, and they started a dictatorship in Uruguay. And yeah, he was a Nazi sympathizer, basically. And so Baltasar Brum, this man, who was was a great man, he wanted to start a rebellion. But everyone was very kind of not following along, right? Because, why would we just die for this? But he was willing to die. He had 2 guns, and he was standing out there with his guns in the street where he lived. And he had a few people there that went to visit him. There's a few images of this, of a few videos of him standing, sitting there in front of his house, like waiting for the army, waiting for the police to come and show up. And he was going to put a stand, his whole site put on, on the front of his house, and they didn't want to start a fight. They didn't see that many people were joining him, so the police didn't really care. They went a few times and tried to shoot. They shot each other a few times. They couldn't break in, so they decided we're not going to keep trying. And they stood there and kind of challenged them to come in and try to pick him up, try to take him into jail. And they didn't. People didn't join this rebellion. So he went in the middle of the street and he screamed, "Viva la libertad!" And he shot himself in the heart. Because he was willing to die. He was willing to put his life in front of his ideas. Because he was, "Viva la libertad" means like, go freedom, something like that. But yeah, that's how much Uruguay's anthem says freedom or death, literally. And that's kind of ingrained. I think it gets recorded in your brain after a while. Freedom is the most important thing you can have. And when the powerful start taking away your freedoms, then, you know, you can't let them. So yeah, I have no vote here. I have no power here. I'm not a citizen. It's on people here to kind of decide what they're going to do with their governments. With it, you know, I'm not saying vote this party or that party, because again, I am not a partisan. I don't believe in parties. I don't believe in democracy by vote. I believe in democracy by sortition. So that's me. But I always get inspired thinking about these people who actually gave it all of them. They put their lives on the line. They really cared about freedom as much as just stand there in the middle of the street and shot themselves in the heart. Because it was that before standing there and watching the passivity of people just letting tyrants take over. That takes character. That's someone who is not willing to do anything, is willing to make a statement. I'm not saying, oh, go do this. No. Of course not. Please don't do something like that. It's horrible. But it's a great reminder of the times that we lived and how important freedom is. And how people who have actually done things for freedom and actually put their lives on the line for freedom, we need to be grateful to them. I remember that the things we live now, the little things that come and maybe not affect us, but they affect others, they may affect us in the future, one way or another. So don't let them run over you. Don't ever let them run over you. Be firm in your acts, and don't be a fanatic. Don't be a fanatic. The only thing you need to be a fanatic of is liberty. Yeah, that's the only thing you need to be a fanatic of, liberty. If one thing, right? That's the one thing you need to be a praise. If something you need to praise is liberty. For all. For everyone. For everything. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I think I finished, and I see that there's way more people just as I finished with my speech. I'm pissed now because all these people are going to have to roll back and watch the whole video. So, yeah, I don't know. Again, that's it. I hope the whole problem resolves. I hope government finds them upon themselves to stop being harassing people and their freedoms and their privacy. And I hope that there will be consequences for them, you know. Within the boundaries of democracy, of course, they will be punished by the vote of the people. Right? They'll lose seats. Things will happen. Because they do not care about you. They do not care about me. They care about powerful people. They care about power. That's all they really care about. Funds and marketing campaigns. They're just going to hang on something, some idea, to get a niche of people that are actually going to go and vote and get them elected. That's all they really care about. And then their interests are being taken care of, right? They can run around and, you know, using their expensive stuff, you know, and that's the thing they want, right? They just want to be living the life, right? They're in the crystal boxes. That's all they want. Yeah, well, you rot. So yeah, don't let them. Don't let them. Okay. Enough of that. Enough of politics. Enough of but it needs to be said. It needs to be discussed. It needed to be I think put out there. I believe that again, we need to talk about these things. We need to discuss them. We need to not ignore them. Definitely. Oh, thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark. There. Thank you for being there, mate. And yeah, let's not ignore these things. And again, if you're just joining now, go back to. I recommend you go back to the beginning. We talked about a bunch of things. HIO. We talked about freedom and liberty, and government getting in the way of people's freedom and trying to be parents. Yeah, they're not. They're not. That's not their thing. All right. So let's do game development. Let's do game development. Okay. Let's. I'm gonna change the title here. I'm gonna change the title to game development. Or I don't know. I may not change the title. You know what? I'm just gonna come here and do game development anyway. Because the thing is, to change the title, I have to actually go into some tab here that I don't know. So I'm just gonna leave it like this, and I'm just gonna do game development. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, all that. I'm with you. I'm on the side of people. I don't care who you vote, what you vote. You know who I'm side of? I'm the side of creators. I'm the side of art. I'm in the side of the muses. I'm in the side of people who just want to, you know, bring joy to the world through their creations in any form. That's the I think the epitome of civilization. It's people creating and sharing and yeah, being amazing. We are, when we want to, we are amazing. So let's be amazing. Let's be amazing. That's the message here today. Let's be amazing. I'm sorry. I'm opening the program. I'm opening stuff. You know, it takes a while here to kind of load everything up with the. Oh no! What did I open? Oh no, I didn't open anything. Okay, it was just loading that, and yeah, let's do a little game development. By the way, be like Marky and leave a comment there. Leave something there. Just say something in the chat. This chat's so sad. This chat is sad, mate. It's just one person saying something there. It's sad. But hey, like I said, but also you can disagree with me, of course, right? I think it's important to disagree as well, right? It's just that's part of, right? I can't believe in sortition and think that people should think all the same. That's the average of what people think, not what people think, not the exact, you know, everyone thinking the same thing. It's just accepting the average of people. All right. So let's go in. Let's go in here. Okay. So look at our game. Let's look at our game. How's it looking? All right. It's looking fine, isn't it? Let's look at it. Let's have a look. So we have this thing here. Something we need to keep into account here or not? Something we need to take into account. I really don't know, right? Let's see what's going on here. Remember we had some things going on here that we needed to resolve. Let's remove this, save, and let's play. We had some problems, right? We have barracks now, so we can like set up barracks. Yeah, but remember like the yeah, we have the minions fighting there. That's interesting. That's cool, right? The problem that we had was that our our minions would yeah, if we create another barrack like this, right, they would actually, oh look, this one doesn't move. Interesting. Huh. I'll see how it tries to come here back. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. Huh. Oh, that's a bunch of them packed up. Oh, it's killing. It's still there. They're still there. It's still there. Interesting. Okay, we need to move the finishing line a bit further away. Yeah, but let's look at our list. We made a list. Let's look at our list. But it's looking pretty cool, isn't it? Let's also look at the other things we have, like the other weapons we have. We have other weapons. We have our. Let's let the minions come through. Let's let the minions come through because we have a cannon. Yeah, let's use the cannon, and here we'll use the energy. Let's use the energy here. Like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, I like this. I'm happy with this. I'm really happy with this. We have a little problem there. Let me show you this problem we have. If you have the barrack here, right? So, and then we have this barracks here. And we click here. See how they diverge? Here we're clicking inside here, right? So this one doesn't move. But if we click on the same, like if we are sharing, you know, the same range, then we're going to be hitting. Yeah, we're going to be moving the same flag. So we need to limit this to selection, right? So we select. So we need some kind of select state. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where's our list? I think in our list we have everything set up there. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we created this list. I think it was last Tuesday. I think it was, because last Tuesday we talked about, we did games, and last Thursday we talked about AI. We talked about the stuff that we talked about. And yeah, by the way, before we finish, I'm going to talk about licenses. So stick around. I'm going to talk about licenses. I'm going to talk about what's the future of licenses, all that. We're going to do some game development now. Just change around. It's just move around a bit because it's getting sad. It's getting sad. We don't want that. We don't want to be sad. So let's do some game development now. So we have spawn tower to minion system. Yeah, we have that. Fix minion reassignment and spawn tower upgrade. You see, this is one of the problems of software development, is writing down a to-do and then remembering, what the fuck did you mean? What am I even talking about here? Fix minion reassignment and spawn tower upgrade. What do I even mean by this? Did I solve this already? Oh my god. Oh my god, these things are just bad. Give spawn point. This doesn't work. To-do lists and their drawbacks. Yeah. Give spawn point of spawn power to base. Yes, this is important. We need to make sure that the spawn point is part of the base and not the tower, because the spawn point right now being part of the tower, as you can see, wait, let me show you. Yeah, so if we create the barracks here, right? So, well, when I click, the spawn point like gets moved, but it starts here. It starts about here. And everywhere, even here, right? We create it here, and it's gonna start it here, right? So this is where it starts actually. So because this is like the same direction, because it's part of the base, it's part of the tower. If it was part of the base, we could actually set up the spawn points to be here in the middle, right? And like it's the default position for the spawn points. So yeah, we should have some kind of default position. Let's do that. Yeah, this is the problem. The problem also, there's that problem that I think is disgusting. We need to resolve that. We probably need to create like some kind of checkpoint, maybe. Maybe there should be like, instead of arriving to a like deciding if you had hit the checkpoint by distance, right? We should actually do it with some kind of collision, perhaps. Not even math. Let's not use math for this. Let's do it with collisions. Let's use collisions. Yeah, let's use a wide collider here, right? And say, okay, if you hit this, you've arrived. Congratulations, you have arrived. So maybe we give the waypoints like a body, right? That could be a way. I don't know. That could be a way. It breaks a bit of the stuff that we have, honestly. Like, yeah, I don't like it one bit. But yeah, it's a problem because if we deviate, you see how when they deviate, they come through here, right? And they start fighting here, and they deviate because they start fighting here. But the waypoint is here, so they, before coming here, they just keep moving and come here. But they come down here, and then they move from here to here. So, you know, we could do some math, I guess, and try and... But it's really hard to do the math, a math that is going to be consistent, right, with every map, every situation, you know, because math usually is very specific, right? So you get, you know, resolving this for all situations, it's going to get complicated. So I don't really know. Oh my God. Yeah, initially our thought was that since we had like we were going to remove the waypoints. If you were we were going to remove the waypoints if you were fighting or doing something else, like the new waypoint would just be your new waypoint, and then, you know, but now I don't know. I'm not sure about it now. So probably the waypoints, probably about the waypoints themselves. This is the movement itself. Maybe for the attacking minions. Or maybe, oh, this is an interesting one. Okay, think about this. If we don't want to disrupt the waypoint system that we want also use for, because we also use the waypoint system for the barracks, right? The barracks are using just a waypoint system here. This is a waypoint, just telling them how to move, right? So these minions move because of the waypoints. Oh, we have that problem as well. See, you have the problem with positioning, because sometimes they just stand there. Yeah, so we need to fix that as well. Yeah, minion freeze and movement. Minion. Yeah, let's add that to the list here. Which part of the list should we add it? Create ranged minions. Let's just add it down here and we'll see. Okay, so let's do minions. Let's call it spawn minions freeze when changing rally point. Oh my God, it was rally point. Oh, it was a rally point. I was calling assembly point because I didn't know how to call it. It was rally point. Rally point. Oh my god, I can't believe I remember how to call it now. It was rally point. When changing point. So then lead changing rally point like that. Yeah, because it's like sudden change. So we remember is when sudden change happens. And we should call that rally point now. Absolutely call that rally point. I don't care about that. Right now, this is we should totally rename this. Everything that says assembly point should be renamed to rally point now. Rename symbol rally point. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna we're gonna have to change all those anyway. So who cares? Rename symbol move rally point. Oh my god. Assembly point. Yeah, let's remove this. Just rename this as well. Let's call it rally. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. So we don't care now where the sphere is. That's the point here now, right? So we're gonna grab our turrets here. Gonna come here and say where is the barracks? Barracks 1. Okay, we're gonna get barracks 1. Now we don't really care where the point is. Okay, we're gonna grab here the spawn point, which isn't really a spawn point. Now it's called the rally point, right? Rally point. Let's call it a rally point, right? So we're gonna start calling it a rally point, and because we're spawning from here to the rally point, so we're gonna move it to the center here. We don't care about it anymore, right? It's just gonna zero it out, and yeah, zero it out. There you go. And yeah, it's because it's there. You know, it's in the center. Like it comes out like a little half sphere, right? So we keep it in the center there. That's gonna fix our problem here with the images as well. And oh, that looks much better. But we also need to come here and we also need to change it here as well, right? Because we don't have a rally point right now. Yeah, rally point is not. Yeah, rally point. We need a rally point here. There you go. There you go. Yeah, because we changed the names, so you know it's a different variable now. It's just different property, so it needs to be reset. Sadly. So yeah, that's important. Let's move it here and save. But we need to do something else here, I think, with this one. Oh yeah, we need to come here to one of these spaces. Yeah, let's come to base 2 because this one's easier to do, but we're going to have to do it with all the bases. We're going to add a object 3D, right? We're going to call an object 3D. Oh, I already added one. Okay. I had already added one. Okay, I already thought of this. Rally point. Okay. So we put the rally point there. So we need to create a thing called rally point, right? And we just put it there. And here, do we have another one here? No. Let's come here and do. Let's duplicate this one. Let's just create a new one. Let's just copy the name. Okay, let's just copy the name. Just give one to this one. Add object 3D, and just call it rally point. And for this one, we'll move it. Now we're doing the map design. This is how we were supposed to do the map design. So the idea is that you will create this rally point, right? Say this is the default rally point, right? So every time you create one of these spaces, it's going to try and look for that position, right? Before changing. Oh, I remember what the reassignment was. I remember now what the reassignment was. It was about the upgrade. Yeah, let's add that now. I remember that. Yeah. So we have the rally point there. We have, let's do it here as well. So this is map design, right? When you're designing the map, you add your bases and the rally points for this sort of barracks. Right, so you create your rally point, right? And we put it here, we add it here, right? And there you go. There you go. And now we have this one here. We add an object 3D rally point. There you go. So now we have a bunch of rally points in every one of them. Still have base 1, base 2, base 3, base 4. And they all have rally points. Yeah. We have this barrack. So we're going to have to make our rally point, right? Our rally point flag. We could even call it rally point flag. But let's call it rally point. Because it's the actual rally point we're using, right? Which is using like a specific kind of flag or something for it. We could actually use a prefab and just use the same for every single time. Because honestly, yeah, we're gonna repeat the same process every time. So yeah, we're not going to simply instantiate on the rally point from the beginning. What we're going to do is see how in the update we're moving the rally point like that. But now what we're going to do is on start for a spawn tower, we're going to look into the base. Wait, do we know which base are we assigning this to? Wait. We have the menu tower, right? UI tower base. So in the UI tower base, here we're doing only DOM manipulation, and in the game logic, we did what did we do here? Wave spawn. Upgrade. Sell. Select. There you go. So select tower. Select tower means that we have actually are buying the tower actually. So we should call select. We should call it buy, I think. I don't know. Yeah, this is actually buying the tower. This is not selecting it. This is buying it. This is actual buying it. I don't know what we're calling it, select tower, but hey, let's rename this to on buy tower. Yeah, let's call it that because of the proper mechanism. So on buy tower. And what are we going to do here? When we buy the tower, we know the bases. Select the base, UUID, tower get. Okay, so we're getting the tower component in the bases. Select the base UID. And from the tower object. Okay. So what we do now is we say where's the base? Because we have to instantiate it somewhere, right? So yeah, we're getting selected base. Oh, there is select. I'm blind. I'm literally blind. I'm literally blind. All right. I'm literally blind. Okay, so we have to set the spawn point, like we have to grab the spawn, the rally point of our tower, right? We have to get it. We have to copy the position of the tower's rally point. So what we're going to do is we're going to say const tower like this. We're going to do this tower and this here, right? So we're going to do that, okay, because we're assigning it there. And what are we doing here? I don't know what's the proper way to handle this, honestly. We're going to do it like this, probably. It's going to be a bit better, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what's the best way to handle it in that regard. But hey, let's just do it this way. Okay. So, and now what we're going to do is we're going to say, this selected base dot yeah, here we're doing get world position and we're adding a tower object position, right? So we need to find get object by name, and we're going to find rally point. Okay, so const rally point. Okay, so if we have a rally point, if we find it, we're going to say that tower dot rally point. Is it? Oh, no. Rally point. And right. So if rally point and tower object is an instance of spawn tower, we're going to say tower object yeah, rally point dot get world position. Is it get world position? Because we set in the initial position of this thing, right? So no, I think we can assume that we're going to be able to use the local position for this because it's related to the position of the base, and we are assuming the position of the base, so we can actually just copy the position. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, so we could just say, we could say tower object dot rally point dot position dot copy, and we say rally point dot position position. There you go. So we copy in the position of the rally point that we have in the tower's rally point there. Now when we come out here, but I'm moving it. Yeah, that's a problem. That's the problem we have here, right? I'm gonna disable the moving it, so that we know that we're actually doing it. I'm gonna disable this just for a minute, so that we have. No, it's not moving it. Why isn't it moving it? This should work just fine. What's going on? Oh no, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. This is tower. Yeah, this is tower. I'm being an idiot. Yeah, tower instance of tower. There you go. All right, yeah. I was using tower object, and that was not it. Barracks. Wait, it's not working anyway, is it? Yeah. For some reason, it's not working anyway. So, yeah. Yeah. We need to... So, tower, rally point, position, copy, rally point, position. Let's log this. Let's log this because we're not seeing the rally point here. So, console log rally point just to see that it's there, you know. Yeah, because this is crazy, mate. Like rally point. They were calling it the right way, right? Get object by name. Selected base. Yeah. Let's go there. Let's check it out. All right. So yeah, let's open the inspector here. Let's blank this out. See what's going on there. Let's call the barracks in. And oh no, I just opened the wrong thing there. Yeah, I can't find it. What? What's going on there? Selected base. I can't find it. This is crazy. Bias in here. Undefined. Why can't you find a rally point? That's insane. It has all of them are rally points, right? Did you forget to rename this one? Rally point. No, it's called rally point. It's called rally point. Then why? What's the problem then? What's going on? Let's log the children. Just to see what are we even using here? Like what it's even selecting? Because it's, I mean, it's just an object. It's just an object, literally just an object. Selected base, yeah, it's an object 3D. So it should have no children. Nah, that's insane. Oh, I know why. I know why. Yeah, I know why. I know why. Yeah. I know why. Yeah. Let me show you why. Because this is the base. It's getting all the, in order to know what the bases are, it's just finding it by name. It's just finding all the objects that have the base name, I think. So yeah, it's not gonna work otherwise. Yeah. So let's test it now. This should work. Let's see. Well, they're moving. But it's strange. Yeah. I mean, it's working, but they're like below the ground for some reason. They're below the ground. What's going on there? Why are you so down, mate? What's going on? Why are they down there on the floor? It's crazy. What's going on with the rally points? Why are they so below there? What's going on with these? All right, yeah, let's. Oh my god, I don't know what happened with all the rally points. They're all below the ground. What? All the rally points below the ground. What's going on? Well, this one's above the ground. It's crazy. Why were they so low? Why were the heights all modified? I didn't modify the heights. It's crazy. Probably, I don't know. It's something crazy happened there. I probably did something crazy there. Something stupid. Very likely something stupid I did. Very likely that I forgot. And just that happened. Because this is absolutely insane. But yeah, the problem solved in the sense that, okay, we have, rally point that, well, is the problem solved? Why is the flag there? Okay. We're here and the position of this thing, rally point is for some reason over there. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, okay. I understand now. Yeah. It's because of the relative point, because of the relative, it's because they are rotated. Oh no, yeah, right. It's because they were rotated. Yeah, so we can't use that positioning. We need to use the world position. So we need to reparent it like that. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, let's change the positioning like this. Yeah. You see how all of them changed? Yeah. We have to move it around. Yeah, again. Like this. Yeah. This probably should go probably here. I don't know. Let's put the default there. And this one, yeah, let's move it there and let's put it where. Yeah, we're not going to be able to use it otherwise, yeah. And this one too. Let's move it. Yeah. All right, let's put it here. There you go. Okay, so have all of our bases there, but we need to either change the way we get out our bases, because that was the problem. That's the problem, is that we're getting our bases from the name. So yeah, that's a problem, innit? How are we getting the towers there? Let's see how we're doing here. Wait, selected base. Oh, could we? Oh, no. I know why. Yeah. Okay. We get selected base. Okay, select on the find there. And where are we getting selected? Yeah. Because the name equals base. And selected base different than selected. Yeah. So what we do is we need to get the closest group. So we do re get nearest group. So this is going to look for the nearest group. This helps you when you have like a unit. This is what groups are very important, are really useful in Rogue Engine. Like I actually gave them a use, right? I'm very grateful that all the groups exist in three.js because I could give them an interesting use, and they're not like, they don't have like any special things or anything. So it gives me freedom to use it as a platform. Groups help you like back up things like this, right? So say I'm going to select the mesh. The mesh is called base. Is the mesh a base? Yes. Okay. So select the group of the base. Select that. Select the nearest group there. So it's going to go up and look for the parent group, the thing that is kind of packing it up. And so you know that that is the actual how you call it, the actual base, the actual unit that you're looking for, right? This is how selection works, for instance, right? You select, and the first thing it selects is the group, right? And if you select again, it'll go for the mesh, right? But the first thing it goes for is the group, because that's the important thing. So it helps you with selection. It helps you with as well with to get the unit of things. So you get nearest group. And that helps you go for the parent, the important parent, where you can get a component out of it. Maybe you have the components, all your components in the parent group. And yeah, so that really helps. Instead of having like the components in the meshes, which you may be swapping. So yeah, you should only have components in the meshes if they're either going to stay there, or it makes sense to have them there, you know, for some reason, for some useful reason. So yeah, Or you can also, when you add a mesh, you could say, okay, depending on which mesh you added, you could know which mesh that is and add a component to your, like dynamically add a component, programmatically add a component to your nearest group, right? To the parent group. So this is actually going to look for the nearest parent group, basically. But yeah, it's too long to write, so it's nearest group. You're assuming that you're looking for parent group. Yeah, just assume that. And yeah, so this should work. This should work now. Oh my god, why? What did I do? Yeah, let's see that. Okay, let's come here and let's save this and let's play barracks. There you go. And there they go. Barracks. You see? Each one will find the position of their the spawn point of the base instead of the spawn point of the thing. Yeah, there you go. That's what we want. That's what we want. So what else? What else should we do here? Yeah. Let's look at the to-do list. Come here. This is resolved. There's a big cross in it. Let's put it up here. And then there is okay, the minion reassignment and spawn tower upgrade. Yeah, so when upgrading spawn tower, so when we upgrade the tower, the problem is that the new minions coming in, like the tower starts, the tower doesn't know the other minions, right? So they become orphan, basically, right? The minions that were already there, they become orphan. So we have to decide what we do with the minions, existing minions on the ground. Should we, like, for instance, I think there are two schools of thought here, right? Where you could say the base, like the basic minions, like the the minions that you had before, they continue being the minions that they are, but you still, you know, give the tower, you tell the tower, these are your minions now. We could also upgrade those minions to the new sort of minion that you're going to have in your new tower. Or we could just say, okay, when they die, the new minions with the new powers and everything will arrive. We also haven't set up anything like that to say, hey, which sort of minion will you be using here? So the minions that we have right now are the minions that we have. So we don't have anything right now. So I think we should first start with, let's make sure that our towers, when you upgrade, they know which minions they have. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to come here. We're going to move the rally points. Okay, we have to assign the rally points because we remember that we could rename them. So now we have to reassign the rally points. Rally point. So we're going to do this with all of our barracks. We're going to assign it here because we rename that. So close. Yeah, let's close this. What did I do? Yeah, that's no. I don't want nothing with that. Oh, let's zero it out as well. There you go. Zero it out. There you go. We save and exit. And you see it's saved now. Double click on this. Come here. Let's call this pump rally point. And let's come here and assign it to the rally point thing. Where is it? Fucking hell. Let's call it that rally point. There you go. So now we have our rally point here. There you go. And save and exit. There you go. I thought something had fallen on my TV there, but no. Oh no, I forgot to move it, zero it out. Let's zero it out. Do 0, 0. There you go. Yeah. Save and exit. And there you have it. There we have our 3 barracks. They should probably like teleporters, like the original were intended to be. I'm so disappointed with today's stream. No one, Marky's the only one who dared to say hello in the chat. Just at least to show me the thumbs up and say, hey, thank you, mate, for being here. All these people leaving me alone there, just not saying a word, just watching in silence. You know, just watching in silence. Are you going to say hello at least? I don't know, at least leave a like or something. Subscribe, all that, help me out. Help me get to 50. I'm going to share this thing. When we get to 50, I'm going to pull this shit for free. So, all right. Yeah, follow us on Twitch, by the way. Yeah, I get confused. I stream both on YouTube and Twitch. So, yeah. Yeah, trying to get there. Yeah, I'm about to, yeah, I'm 10 minutes away to having to leave. So, I'm gonna end quickly now. Yeah, I don't have much time. So I'll try to sort out the things here. Minion reassignment. Spawn tower. Okay. So when we upgrade, one thing happening here is that we need to pass in the minions that we have here, right? This is a list of minions that the tower has. So the list of minions that the tower has, when we instantiate a new tower, right? The stuff that the tower had is now blanked out, like it doesn't exist. See what I mean? So the new tower is going to be spawning new minions in a way, right? So we sort of need to tell that tower, hey, we have like 3 minions in the ground. These are your minions. Or we could just go on a blank sheet and say, no, you know, just start spawning your new minions. You know, there's a new tower, and to street there's a new tower. We could do both, right? So we could say there are three schools of thought here. Actually, right? So let's see what happens when we upgrade, right? So we have a barracks here, right? So our minions start coming out. Say, let's let the three of them come out. We have this barrack here, beautiful, great. And now we say, oh, we don't have the upgrade menu for this one. We don't have an upgrade menu. Oh, we don't have an upgrade menu. Interesting. I thought we had an upgrade menu. We don't? Do we have wait, no. We do have an upgrade menu, yes. Because it's all the same. We have another problem here. How are we selecting this? This is the tower menu should appear now. Not the tower base menu where we select the towers, the tower menu. Now when we select, so it's a problem with the select, we probably broke something here. Let's see. When we select, are we opening the minion? Are we opening the menu? Not the minion, the menu. So if we have selected tower here, we hide the menus, we get selected base, we're getting this. Selected tower. Otherwise, we show yeah, tower show currency upgrade cost. So we show okay. So we show the if we select the tower, we show our tower menu for that specific tower, the upgrade cost, and get sale value. For some reason, this is coming here instead of here. Bases selected. UUID. Oh right, yeah, we broke it because. Okay, yeah, no, okay. So what we need to do here is actually change the selected itself. Yeah, so we do pick. Right, so we do pick here. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna do const picked. And we're gonna use the picked here. Okay. We're gonna do selected. The actual selected is going to be re.get nearest group picked. Okay, so okay, we say if picked, return. Yeah, so if we don't have any picked, we can't keep going. And if we have, then we select the group and we keep going. Okay, so then we do the same stuff here, right? All that. Okay. Well, no. Wait. Let's not make mistakes here, okay? Yeah, we're gonna break all the things otherwise. Yeah, so we do this, yes. Okay, no. Not this. This. Okay. So we change this here right now, eh? And, well, we need another if picked. Yeah, well, okay, we're gonna need this. If picked, return. Yeah. If not picked, return. There you go, unselected, select, there you go. And there you go. Okay. So now, yeah. So what this change does is, since we are picking now and getting the selected group, now it's always going to be remembering that, okay, the group's ID and not the actual, and not the base ID, because we were comparing the mesh ID, right? The base mesh ID with the selected group ID, right? So with this parent group. So it's obviously never going to be the same. Yeah, it's always going to be a problem. So yeah, let's do this. Let's try it out. Now it should work, but it's broken again. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, fucking hell. I have to leave. We're gonna have to fix this next time. Okay. So we're gonna talk about the licenses. Yeah, I have no more time. Yeah, we're not going to be able to discuss this, so I'm going to leave it for the next one. So Thursday we'll talk about licenses. We'll talk again about that. Please join me then. Come join us on Thursday. It could be around 7 p.m. GMT as well. So yeah, don't forget to come in. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to help me out. And yeah, again, we talked about H.io. We talked about all the issues going on with the freedom and things we need to, be aware of as creators, as people who put ourselves out there. We can't let, government control us in that way. And we can't let government take control of parenting. Government should make sure that children are safe. Yes, of course they should. But I had access to much of that material when I was a little kid. And I didn't have internet. I didn't have anything of the sorts. People used to either have magazines. People had, people always found a way. That's the thing, you'll always find a way. So what are we even doing? Just, let parents be parents. And yeah, and maybe the government should make sure that kids are, well educated in that sense, at least education, providing good sex education, quality sex education, understanding what is, what it really means, what everything is. And, secular, unbiased, just science-based, that, not explaining, no morals around it, nothing like that. No, just what it is, straight up, so that they don't have any sort of weird, but it's just forbidding it. A 12-year-old kid, if they want to find it, they will find a way. Just like, all kids in my school, they found a way. I was Mormon kid. I grew up, in a Mormon family. Luckily, I'm no longer involved with any of that shit. But it was hard for me. It was really hard for me to get access to any of that. But I still got access to it through other kids, right? And mostly through stories that they told me. Oh, because yesterday, my parents were not, they had TVs in their rooms. I didn't have a TV in my room, and they went into this channel where after a certain hour they would pass in certain films, and they could watch them. And sometimes the parents knew, and I don't know. Sometimes the parents didn't know, they weren't home. And then we had someone in school who was selling CDs, the DVDs with full of this stuff as well. We didn't have internet, like most kids didn't have internet back then. It's 2003, 2004. I don't know. So this has been happening since forever. Trying to forbid it like that, it's just going to create more unregulated things going on, just like with drugs, just like with everything else. And trying to put, restrictions on these things, it's just insane. It's just stupid. Asinine. Let parents do parenting. Let's teach people how to, what things are, and then just try to stop being, parents of people. It's just be the government, be responsible, and don't be idiots. That's my message for the scumbags in power. Too bad nobody commented, too bad nobody participated. Really, it was we had a great stream last Thursday. It was a lot of fun. We talked about some cool stuff, and today we didn't have that. And go itch, keep fighting the fight. I'm sorry you're going through this. I hope Leaf, if you want to talk about it, this stream is open. Leaf, I'm okay with it. If this 6 people watching here probably want to know your thoughts on this. And I definitely support that. I definitely support that people stop hitting you and punching below, start punching up to the people who actually have the power to stop doing this nonsense. And let people share their content, let people do their things, and let people be responsible what they consume. This is not illegal stuff. This is stuff that actually brings us joy and happiness and life. We're not talking about illegal content. We're not talking about horrible things. We're not talking about actually harming anyone. We're talking about pleasure. We're talking about happiness. We're talking about people being lonely and needing these things. So let's be responsible, and let's be a force of good. And let's do that, because not everyone is as lucky as me to have a beautiful wife and and have all kinds of things. And some people actually, and even if you're married or anything, you may want to use that content for just with within your marriage. Who cares what you do within closed doors? Having access to these things and not needing to give out your ID and tell it's just stupid, absolutely stupid. It's just ridiculous. That's it for today. Thank you for joining. I hope you liked the game development we did. We did some really cool stuff. Actually, we finished a task there and we did some stuff. So I have to leave. I'm late already. All right. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, next time is Thursday, 7 p.m. GMT. Okay. See you then.